Welcome. Good afternoon from Team Sampurna Siksha. I welcome all the participants and our presenter for the day, Mr. Sujit Kumar. We are very happy to have you, and the journey of the basic accounting and tally has been going great. And today, students are a lot excited because they have completed a bit of theory. This is a little bit of more of practical and how transactions are recorded and what it is to have a basic account knowledge. So yes, we are very happy to have you on board today and wish you the all the best for today's session. And also for the participants, we have our Lata ma'am who would be guiding you with the Hindi explanation and support to our presenter for today. Any doubts, if you have, kindly write it in the chat box. Your queries shall be answered. But one suggestion I would like to give you is let Sujit and Lata ma'am both complete one topic and then you write your doubts. Then I think by the time when Lata ma'am explains it again, your half of the doubts will be cleared. Still you have any doubts, you can write it in the chat box, or on, if you're watching on Facebook live, write it in the comments. We shall have a question and answer session once the presentation is done, and we also have a small Google form test for you all, so that we know that how well you've understood the session. So yes, over to you, Sujitji, and wishing you all the best. So you can
Thank you.
just explain what you're going to teach today, and the session you can exactly start it.
Very good afternoon to all my friends who are in this video. So, like last two sessions, you were discussing about like it was just a blueprint for a building or what your plans. But today's session is going to be something like you're laying a cornerstone for the accountancy, or they're the basics ones. So today, starting from the foundation, this is going to be impacting your complete accounting life, your finance life, wherever you go. So I think you need to concentrate and have a thing. I'll make it so simple that maybe it would um, help you in your like future. Maybe you are a student of 10, 12, yep, and maybe you finished your graduation or something. This basic things or something which you are not understood, or the like you're going to be learning these things now. I'll make it so simple that you just love this session and keep watching this. Can I start the session? We fine.
Go ahead.
So today's session, like what is a recording of transaction? Usually something that today what the things I'm going to discuss is that first one, an accounting equation. Everything like there is a balance in life, everything everybody says that. So an accounting equation signifies something that like one part of the accounts is always balanced with other part of the account. So the second part that we are going to discuss is debits and credits. Like they're the two faces of accountancy, like the two faces in a coin, head and tail. So that is what a debit and a credit is. The third one is journal, like one of the prime book of entry in commerce or what when you're recording a transaction, and that is going to be really important for the tally session that we are going to move on. Because the tally, what I usually I want to share is that you need to put a right entry, journal entry in a tally, and automatically your ledger and all the books of accounts get updated. So if you make a mistake in your journal or journal entry, the whole system of tally gets spoiled. So that journal, debit, and credits are so important that for the tally session or in accounting or finance industry, it's really important for you. The final one is ledger, that is we are going to discuss about today's session. It is a principal book of entry where all the transactions are being recorded. Usually, we ask the question why we need to record a transaction. Every time a question comes, when we do anything, we need to be curious about things. We need to learn a lot of things. The first one is measure the performance of your business. I'll give you a small example. There is an athlete who is going to like join an Olympics, who want to join an Olympics. So at the young age, he starts running on a ground every day. He starts running on the ground, and on the like, if he does not measure his performance today, like I run 100 meter and I measure my performance, I took 22 seconds. Okay, second day I run, so I took 22.5 seconds. Maybe I didn't improve, but I just increased my time of running or keeping that 100 meter. So if he does not record or if he does not maintain a performance stats, he just keeps on running over the ground and ground. I don't think he'll reach out some destination when he does not have a goal. If he is practicing every day, keeping a goal, maybe today I have done 22.5 seconds, tomorrow I need to finish in 15 seconds. So you need to measure your performance and keep the aim and go forward, so that when you have a performance or when you measure everything or keep a record of things, I think you will really succeed in something you do, not only just business but in life too. Manage your cash flow. So cash is always a primary asset, or one of the most important thing that you need in your business, or working capital or something. So when it comes to cash flow, when you don't maintain a correct record of cash, you lose it someday. Like what I say, for example, a cashier may take some amount of cash, but you will not get to know it. You don't have a track over the money that you are using, that you're losing.
1 second, Sujit. Somebody's telling speak bit more louder. So come
Okay,
closer,
okay,
maybe.
fine. Now you can hear me if you person. Hello.
Would request you to have headphones. Participants, you would be at a better thing to listen the proper audio. Yes, go on, Sujit.
I think now you can hear me.
Yes.
Yeah. So I was just talking about managing a cash flow. So every business, like it is important. The cash is a primary asset. We say we do business for cash, we work for cash, money. That's important. So I said you to manage cash every time. We usually, so when you don't keep a track over your cash flow, you may lose it. You don't have a list of that. So it is very important to record your transactions. Third thing is keeping things organized. When you like see something which is not organized, messed up, it takes you a lot of time. Now for example, take me today, I have made a sale of 100 rupees. Okay, after at the year end, that is next March, I'll just open and search when I have made the sale, but I don't keep it organized. I keep on searching, it wastes my time, and I take a lot of time to search about these things. So when I keep it organized, when I keep a date voice or something, I get easily to find things and I don't get messed up. I don't lose the track of things what I do. So it is really important to record the transactions, tax purposes. When you do a business, you know, a lot of people are scared. I'll get income tax right on my business, I'll lose something, or someone, income tax authorities keep an eye on us. But when you maintain your books of accounts so clean and perfect, without any like scams or something, the tax people are just not so cruel enough. So they just want you to maintain your record. They want where the cash comes, where your income is, where you are getting the source of income. If you maintain your books of accounts in the right way, I think you can find the tax income tax authorities never create a problem for you. And the last one is when you need to get your book audited. Sometimes when we take for auditing purpose, we find small firms which maintain a single entry system. They don't give a dual entry system. So we find it very tough to track on the like transactions. We lose something. So it is very good that if you keep your books of account right and right form and right way, it is very easy for an auditor, yeah, someone to audit it. So it is a good thing that you keep your books fun. And all this purpose of recording the transaction is called as bookkeeping. So there are many modes from where you can start or have a bookkeeping process. These are the different mode which I'm going to say. First one is cheap. If your business is a very small one and you want to record your transactions and maintain in sheets, that's Google Sheets. When you log into your Gmail ID, you'll get Google Sheets, and that's completely free. Excel, that is primarily used by a lot of people. But when you talk about the cracked version, it is free, but it is not so good. But when you purchase the original version, it costs you about 5 to 6,000. When the original version of Office, maybe 13, yeah, 12, it costs some 7, 8,000, 16. So that one that matters. And second, that comes for the mid-range business. That is Tally, QuickBooks, and Zoho Books. So Tally, which we are going to discuss in the future classes, which is almost used by 50 to 60% of major mid-sized firms and small firms too. And QuickBooks, I want to say something that is special about this thing is that it is an American US based firm which has recently entered the Indian market. This QuickBooks, that you can access from your mobile, laptops, desktops, and everything is cloud based. So that when you have a lot of branches and a mid-sized firm, and you make a transaction in like your branch office in Lucknow, and your employee updates the transaction data, you may sit in Mumbai and get complete details, so that you don't want to keep on going to his place and searching for the books of entry. So QuickBooks is really getting a lot of importance in this days and the future days, and I prefer that Tally even should adopt this cloud form of method, and or else it would lose a great market, because when the competition is increasing and you need to update for the greatest technology. And coming to big firms, that is expensive ones, SAP and Oracle, multinational firms and such huge firms where transactions are like enormous. When big companies like Tata, Reliance, some petroleum industries, those companies actually maintain this SAP and other forms of accounting, bookkeeping process. So these are the different forms when you can do. The other leaving apart from this, the normal books like handwritten, the original paperback books that you get, a journal, ledger, you can maintain even in that too. So this part what I've discussed is only on the electronic forms where you can maintain your books. So talking about the first part, that is accounting equation. Okay, the simple thing that accounting equation, in a simple word, what I want to say is that accounting equation, the stuff that business owns is always equal to the stuff that business owes. What the business owns and what the business owes means that it is liable to give it to someone like that money is like it is owing to someone. So one of the prime factor of this equation is that this equation balances always, always, and always. And if you find it does not balance, then you have got a great problem with your transaction itself. You need to go back and search for the mistake and that things, because this equation always balances. But there is a word for the stuff that business owns, that is called as assets. Assets are something that's very useful for your business. Like they give you a long-term factors benefit, a short-term factors benefit, but they use some use for you. So those are the assets of the business. And when it comes what the business owes for you, the first one is liabilities. What the business owes for the third parties. That is not like third parties like creditors, creditors, loan payers, banks, government, something. When they are liable to pay some amount or some funds for the party outside the business. And the second part of what stuff owes is comes the equity, what the company owes for the business. Because in the earlier session we had discussed about what is the first concept, that is separate legal entity. Always the business is separate from the owner. So when the owner pays a money to the business is always liable to pay back the money, because the money is not the business's one, it is the money of the owner. So money is always indebted. Business is always indebted by the money of the owner. So it is liable to pay it back for the company or the owner after some period when it liquidates or when it closes down. So finally, getting into the equation, that is assets is always equal to liabilities plus equity. That is what the business owns is always what the business owns is always equal to what the business owes. That is what the equation. I'm going to explain about this equation. I would like Lata ma'am to explain this part in Hindi.
Okay, 1 second. Sujit, is this you are doing this red intonation? This red marking you are only doing, na? There is no participant.
Yeah, ma'am.
Okay, 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 fine. Okay. Lata ma'am, do you want me to share the word handbook on the WhatsApp group?
Yeah, ma'am.
Okay, I'll share it. Participants, kindly do not ask for the PPT. We shall share it to you once the class is over. Do not, spam the chat box. People get diverted. Their attention gets diverted. I have told you we will share it to you. Don't worry about that. Yes, Lata ma'am, you're mute. Can you speak?
Hello,
Yeah. Sujit, you can scroll the slides. Yeah.
can you hear me?
Yes, perfect.
Okay, can you go to the first slide? अच्छा, आज हम बात करेंगे रिकॉर्डिंग ऑफ ट्रांजैक्शंस। ट्रांजैक्शंस किसके लिए रिकॉर्ड किया जाता है? हम लास्ट दो क्लासेस में हमने पूरा थियरी सीखा है और इस क्लास में हम काफी बहुत प्रैक्टिकल करेंगे। और ये जो जर्नल एंट्री है वो बहुत बहुत ही इम्पोर्टेंट है टैली के लिए, क्योंकि अगर हम जर्नल एंट्री करेक्ट टैली में डालेंगे तो ही बाकी का काम टैली ठीक तरह से कर पाएगा। तो हम लोग पहला रिकॉर्डिंग ऑफ ट्रांजैक्शन में जाएंगे। तो रिकॉर्डिंग ऑफ ट्रांजैक्शन किसके लिए, जरूरत किसके लिए है? टू मेजर द परफॉर्मेंस ऑफ योर बिजनेस। उसका मतलब अपना बिजनेस का परफॉर्मेंस कितना है, कितना अच्छा है, वो देखने के लिए हम एक ट्रांजैक्शन रिकॉर्ड करेंगे। एक ट्रांजैक्शन में हमने जो भी खरीदा है, जो भी दिया है या किसी के साथ लेन देन किया है, वो सब इंफॉर्मेशन एक ट्रांजैक्शन में होगा क्या हो, और वो हम बिजनेस में रिकॉर्ड करेंगे। इसके लिए इट इज इम्पोर्टेंट। नेक्स्ट पॉइंट है, कैन यू गो टू द नेक्स्ट पॉइंट सुजीत? टू मैनेज योर कैश फ्लो। कैश फ्लो किसके लिए है? हमारा कैश कितना है और हम वो कैश किसके लिए यूज करते हैं। अगर हम कैश सही तरह से है या जो हमारा लेनदार है उसने दिया या हम देने वाले को बराबर दे रहे हैं, उसके लिए इम्पोर्टेंट है ट्रांजैक्शन रिकॉर्ड करना। अगर हमको लेन देन का हिसाब ही नहीं रहता है तो हम क्या कर सकते हैं? हमको पता ही नहीं चलता हमारा लेनदार कितना है, हम किसको देना है, तो हमारा प्रॉफिट भी बराबर नहीं होगा, लॉस भी बराबर नहीं होगा। देन टू कीप थिंग्स ऑर्गेनाइज्ड, एक थिंग है, हम लोग जो भी काम करते हैं, अगर या हो अकाउंटिंग या हमारा जिंदगी में कुछ भी काम हो, अगर हम सही नीट तरीके से मेथोडोलॉजी से करते हैं तो हमको पता चलता है कि वो बहुत आसान होता है। सिमिलरली हमारा ट्रांजैक्शन भी जो भी है वो हम क्रोनोलॉजिकल ऑर्डर, डेट वाइज, उसके इनवॉइस के साथ अगर हम रखते हैं तो हमारा ऑडिटर्स के लिए भी अच्छा होगा और हमको भी ढूंढने में इजी होगा और टैक्स पर्पसेस के लिए भी इजी होगा। टैक्स लोग जब आएंगे हमारा ऑडिट करेंगे, उनको पूछना नहीं पड़ेगा कि इसका वाउचर किधर है या ये एंट्री मुझे मिल नहीं रहा है, कहाँ है, इसको रिकॉर्ड किया क्या, तो जरूरत ही नहीं है। हम लोग सब इतना ठीक ठाक से रखते हैं, उन लोग सिर्फ देख के जाएंगे और अपना बुक्स ऑडिट करके रखेंगे तो और अच्छा रहेगा, क्योंकि हमको एक कॉन्फिडेंस मिलता है। चलो ऑडिटर्स कौन है, एक्सटर्नल लोग है या हमारे कंपनी में से ही दूसरा कोई है जो हमारा बुक्स ऑफ अकाउंट्स को करेक्ट करता है। जब हम एग्जाम देते हैं और पास होते हैं, हमको कॉन्फिडेंस आता है कि हम ये सब्जेक्ट हमको आता है। सिमिलरली जब ऑडिट बुक्स को ऑडिट किया जाता है, हमको एक कॉन्फिडेंस है कि हमने जो भी रिकॉर्ड किया है, जो भी बुक्स ऑफ अकाउंट्स लिखा है, वो सब ठीक। नेक्स्ट है, अभी बुक कीपिंग रख सकते हैं। बुक्स ऑफ अकाउंट्स को क्या कहते हैं? हम जब ये सब रिकॉर्ड करते हैं उसको हम कहा जाता है बुक कीपिंग। और ये बुक कीपिंग के काफी प्रिंसिपल्स होते हैं, काफी रूल्स होते हैं जो हम सीखेंगे। हाँ, अभी ये 3 तरह के होते हैं। एक जो मामूली सी एक जेरोक्स, एक सोल प्रोपराइटर रख सकते हैं, फिर एक मिड साइज्ड फर्म होता है और एक जॉइंट स्टॉक कंपनी या बड़ा बड़ा फर्म्स। तो जो मामूली सी कंपनी हमको एक एक्सेल शीट में रख सकते हैं या एक सिंपल शीट में रखे उनका अकाउंटिंग ठीक ठाक से रख सकते हैं। एक मिड साइज, समझो ना बहुत छोटा ना बहुत बड़ा, एक ऑलमोस्ट एक मिड साइज फर्म के लिए टैली अच्छा है, वी यूज टैली। और क्विक बुक्स सुजीत ने बताया है कि अभी वो बहुत हाल ही में वो बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, क्योंकि वो क्लाउड बेस्ड है। लेकिन टैली भी हम अनुमान करते हैं कि वो भी क्लाउड बेस्ड हो जाएगा। एंड नेक्स्ट इज जोहो। फिर दूसरा है वो एक्सपेंसिव वाला जो बहुत बड़ा बड़ा फर्म के लिए है, वो है सैप और ओरेकल। अभी रूल्स ऑफ बिजनेस अकाउंटिंग, ये जो रूल्स है, द मेन रूल्स है, एक है हमने लास्ट टाइम हमने सीखा है कि बहुत ही महत्व इक्वेशन है, मतलब जो हमारा है, और बिजनेस मीन्स हमारा धंधा जो हम ओन करते हैं, हमारे पास जो है वो, और हमको दे ओज, उसका मतलब हमको देना है, लेनदार। सो बिजनेस ओज इज इक्वल टू बिजनेस ओज। तो जो हमारा है और हम देना है, तो एसेट्स इज इक्वल टू लायबिलिटीज। कैन यू हियर मी नाउ? कैन यू हियर मी नाउ?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
बिकॉज जो जो ओन्स है, जो हमारा पास है, इसको हम बोलते हैं एसेट, और जो हम जो दूसरा का है वो हम बोलते हैं लायबिलिटी। वो लायबिलिटीज दो तरह की होते हैं। एक होता है लायबिलिटीज थर्ड पार्टी का, जो क्रेडिटर्स है, लेनदार है, जो हमको देना है, बैंक होगा या बिल्स पेएबल होगा, जो भी है। और दूसरा है हमारा शेयर होल्डर्स, क्योंकि हमने बताया है ना लास्ट कॉन्सेप्ट में कि द वन हु पुट्स इन बिजनेस इज आल्सो ए क्रेडिटर। तो जो हमारा शेयर होल्डर्स है लायबिलिटी बन जाता है। तो एसेट्स इज इक्वल टू लायबिलिटी, एंड लायबिलिटीज दो तरह के होते हैं, ओनर्स होते हैं।
Okay, thank you, ma'am. So now I'd like to start with a small example. Okay, this is my friend Rahul. I want everybody to say hi, and Rahul is also saying hi for everyone. So I and Rahul thought to start a business. Okay, the business of a fruit that sells. Sabji wala hum sell karte hain na. Oh, so मैं और Rahul love, like, we'll like to invest rupees 500 in the business, the basic one, small, to buy some fruits. Okay, for the business, it is an asset. When the 500 rupees comes into the business, that is an asset for the business, because for cash, it can spend it to something else, and cash is always termed to be one of the prime assets. It is also an equity, because cash, like when I and Rahul both give rupees 500 for the business, that our fruit shop, the fruit shop that is a business is also liable to give rupees 500 for us back when it closes up. So the equity. Now here asset is always equal to the equity. Same way, now I'd like to explain a simple one. It's asset with a problem. Now what does, like, the prime factors what asset includes is cash. Debtors are like person who are liable to pay you. Okay, when you, like, if you go to a shop and purchase a good, like take for example 2 kgs of maida, and tomorrow you say I'll pay you tomorrow, so that you are the debtor for him, because you'll he is waiting for your money tomorrow. Next one is PP, that is plant, property, and equipments, like your small machinery, such things. Land and buildings. Land and buildings terms to be the building, the land the business owns, and the investments term to be this, maybe in shares or some other companies when you invest. Goodwill, that is like in intangible assets, that may be from the a lot of customers you have, or the value of the business. Like when you have a lot of customer for that business, it is termed to be having a very high goodwill, that is a lot of people love to come to your company. And inventory, वो बोलते हैं stock. So when a stock is always termed to be an asset also, because you can gain or get the money from the stock. That is a future benefit, your present short term benefit, your long term benefit. You're going to get some profit or some like value from that asset. Next comes liabilities, creditors, so whom you are liable to pay, for whom you are going need to give the money back. And loans, maybe from the bank or other companies or something. Wages payable, that is different from wages. Wages salary payable, salary होता है expenses, but wages payable होता है liability, like you want to pay it in the future period, not now. Like you should have paid in the month of March, but you are not able to pay the wages because of lockdown. But you want to pay the salary of month of June, March on the month of June. So you are liable to pay the salary of month of March taxes. And equity जो होता है like two things, that is share capital and retained earnings. About retained earnings I'm going to explain the next part. So the earlier example, I and Rahul invested rupees 500, so cash is onto our business. Now at the same time the share capital has also increased with the same amount, so the equation is already tallied. Assets is always equal to the equity. So now what do? I and Rahul purchase some fruits. So what happens? Our inventory increases. So that inventory is also an asset. We use the cash to buy the inventory. So inventory is increased now, and the equity is also same. So still now the equation is balanced. Assets is always equal to liabilities plus equity. Now what I do, like my Rahul says that we want to buy a shop now to store these fruits and sell that. But the shop owners ask for ₹1,000 advance. कहाँ से हम लेता है? We have just 500 rupees. So I and Rahul ask a loan of ₹1,000 from our friend. So what happens now? The liabilities has increased of 2,000. So 1,000 plus 500 is equal to 1,500. So now assets is just 500 when the liabilities plus equity is 1,500. So the equation is not at balance. So what we will do, we'll add that 1,000 to the land and buildings. So what happens? Now the equation is 1,500. At the same time, the liabilities is also equal to 1,500. The same way, every transaction that you do is always equal in the same form. Assets is always equal to the liabilities plus equity. Lata ma'am, would you like to explain this, ma'am?
Okay, Sujit, one question is coming. Why should asset be equal to liability? Because in real life, I am having more asset, means I'm doing good business. So
No, that can't be. Like
no, the
when
difference
you
is
have,
the equity, which they have
yeah,
not.
that's
Yeah,
what.
yeah. Okay, we'll answer. Students, you can go on writing the questions. We will answer it in the last. No worries at all. And Latman, you can continue.
You can take the slide
What,
behind.
ma'am?
You can take the slide behind, the previous slide. Yes, enough. Sujit had a friend. He wanted to start a. सुजीत के पास एक फ्रेंड था, उनको एक वेजिटेबल बिजनेस चालू करना था. तो उन्होंने क्या किया, उन्होंने एक उन लोग दोनों ने मिलकर एक 500 रुपए का बिजनेस चालू किया. तो उन्होंने कैपिटल डाला 500 रुपया, और उनको जो वेजिटेबल्स था वो उनका एसेट बन गया, और जो कैपिटल डाला वो इक्विटी बन गया, और ये एसेट इज इक्वल टू इक्विटी हो गया. अभी हम नेक्स्ट स्लाइड देखेंगे कि एसेट्स इज इक्वल टू लायबिलिटीज प्लस इक्विटी. एसेट्स क्या होता है? एसेट्स में कैश आता है जो हमारे पास है, डेटर्स जो हमको देना है पैसा, फिर प्लांट एंड मशीनरी जो हम मशीन खरीदते हैं, फिर लैंड एंड बिल्डिंग, फिर जो इन्वेस्टमेंट्स हम करते हैं, फिर गुडविल. गुडविल क्या है? गुडविल वो चीज है जो हमको हमारे बिजनेस की तरफ से, हम जब अच्छा बिजनेस करते हैं और सब लोग हमारे कंपनी पे इन्वेस्ट करते हैं तो हमारा गुडविल इंक्रीज हो जाता है. तो गुडविल एसेट है, लेकिन उसको हम छू नहीं सकते. इट इज एन इनटैंजिबल एसेट कहा जाता है, लेकिन वो हमारा बिजनेस के लिए बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट होता है. उससे हमको पता चलता है कि हमारा इंडस्ट्री में कितना हमारा महत्व है, हम कितने हम कितने अच्छे हैं, कैसा चल रहा है अपना बिजनेस. और फिर इन्वेंट्री मतलब स्टॉक. लायबिलिटीज में क्या आता है? क्रेडिटर्स जो हमको देना है पैसा, लोन्स जो हमने लिया है, वेजेस जो हमको देना है, और टैक्सेस. और इक्विटी में हमने बात किया था कि इक्विटी शेयर कैपिटल जो अपना ओनर से, और एक रिटेन्ड अर्निंग्स, वो हम अलग से बात करेंगे. अभी क्या है, हमने जो पीछे एग्जाम्पल में हमारा पास कैश था 500 रुपीज, और वो हो गया शेयर कैपिटल 500 रुपीज। उन्होंने दोनों ने बिजनेस किया। फल हो गया इन्वेंट्री, तो इन्वेंट्री एसेट्स हो गया और शेयर कैपिटल 500 हो गया। अभी उन्होंने क्या किया, उन्होंने सोचा कि हम एक लोन लेंगे, 1000 रुपया का लोन लिया। अगर 1000 रुपीज का लोन लिया, हम देखते हैं कि नहीं, एसेट्स हमारे पास 500 है और लोन से हमने क्या किया, लैंड एंड बिल्डिंग खरीदा 1000 रुपीज का। तो अभी हम देखा जाता है कि एसेट्स इज इक्वल टू लायबिलिटीज, वो भी 1500 और लायबिलिटीज प्लस इक्विटी इज ऑल्सो इक्वल टू 1000, तो बैलेंस हो जाता है। ये है हमारा अकाउंटिंग इक्वेशन का कंसेप्ट।
Thank you, ma'am.
नेक्स्ट सुजीत, करिए।
So I have a small question for you people. So you can answer this in the chat box. Which company's logo is this? Okay. By the time you answer this, I'll be answering for the question which a person asked you. Like, has he told my assets is always higher than the liabilities, he said. So your business is always separate from yours. Okay. The business is always separate from yours. So when you may think like, I don't have a lot of loans. So मेरे पास लैंड है, मेरे पास इन्वेंटरी है, मेरे पास सब कुछ है, बट मेरे पास लोन ही नहीं है। बट द कंपनी इज ऑलवेज लायबल टू गिव बैक योर मनी। तुम पैसे डाला, सो वो पैसा वो कंपनी ने तुमको वापस देना चाहिए। अच्छा, when the company closes back, company is always separate from you. Maybe you are a sole proprietorship, but the company is always termed to be separate from you. वो एक separate identity है वो company में। Even now you see, you get an udyog Aadhaar for the companies. You get an Aadhaar card similar like what you do. You get a PAN card for a business. वो एक citizen के जैसा है एक country में। उसको एक PAN card भी है, उसको एक Aadhaar card भी है, उसको एक address भी है, उसको एक नाम भी है। वो एक company, it's like a person, पर उसका only one thing it does not have is life. उसको जीव ही नहीं है। एक like non-living citizen of India, वो सब कुछ है। तुम्हारा पैसा वो लिया था। You may be an ex person like I am Sujit. I have a business. I have given my company like my money for my business. So at the end of that, that company should give me back when it closes. Okay. Now back to the question. I think I have got just one answer. The answer for the logo is it is Animal Planet, latest and new logo of Animal Planet. I think only one person knows about so many advanced like the trending activities of the channels or telecom industry.
Okay, one more question which was left, you can answer that also. Then, what is the difference between debtors and creditors?
Okay.
And
debtors and creditors.
All the questions in the end.
Okay. The debtors and creditors, like first thing is that debtors I'll take you. Now you take, I said you earlier, you go to a shop, you buy 2 kg of maida. You say, मैं कल तुम्हारा money pay करूँगी. Like tomorrow I'm going to pay your money back. So for the company, for the business, he needs to get the money from you tomorrow or day after tomorrow. It has given you the goods. So it is waiting like मुझे cash आता है, like I'll get the cash back after some time. So you are an asset, you are a debtor. You'll get the company is going to get the money back after from you. Okay. What happens to creditor? You purchase a good from a person. You say I'll pay you later. You need to pay him. You need to pay him. Creditor is a person you need to pay him. Debtor is the person whom you'll get the money from him. Creditor you need to give him. Debtor you need to take from him. Okay. So these are why debtor is termed to be asset, because you are getting a money. You are getting a future benefit from him. When it comes to the creditors, you are liable to pay him after a long period, after some time. So creditor and debtors are two things. I think you got my point. Okay, next.
Go ahead.
Okay, coming to the main part, that is debit and credit. Okay, first thing, there are a lot of audience who may have learnt about debit, who may have not learnt about debit. So the first thing I want to say is, people usually think debits are good and the credits are good and debits are bad. For the main small reason I'll say you. Whenever money comes to your accounts get credited. So people think, yeah, credit is always good. When money goes out or when you pay something, your money gets debited. So you say debit is very bad. That is a common misconception between the people. You need to remove out of your mind. Debit and credit is not something like it is good or bad. And another thing people usually say debit is add or credit is minus or something. It is not a part of like another word replacement. Like when you want to add, you use debit. When you want to subtract, you use credit. It's not such things. They are like different concepts, not the word like meaning what I want to say. Like what is given usually people say it. So you need to remove everything out of your mind. This is a common misconception that people have. Okay, I got you. Before I start, Apple. When an apple fell on your head, a person who found something, that is gravity. Okay, usually in our 10th we used to say if a rock would have fallen on his head, this person, we wouldn't have a subject called physics, but we had it, now we have it also. So this person gave a third law of motion. He has lot of laws, but on the prime laws that we say is third law of motion. Every action has an equal and opposite reaction. तो एक एक्शन होगा उसको ऑपोजिट एक्शन जरूरी से होगा. So in the same way, the whole world, the whole earth is not separate from it. In the same way, the account is also not different from it. So every accounting entry has an equal and opposite corresponding entry. In the world of finance, money is not a like magic. When you need a money, it will not just come out from one hand to another. When it needs to come out from one hand to another, it needs to get from one account to another account. So money is not something a magic in the world of finance. So when it gets to decrease from one account, it needs to get increased in another account. So it is something that is not magic. So there is a science also behind this. Okay. The correct meaning of debit and credit, they are the words that reflect the duality or double-sided nature of an accounting. That is the real meaning of the debit and credit. Maybe you can write it down what I give in this form of notes, like small words, the definition of debit and credit. Okay. Okay, what is debits and credits? There are two forms. Okay, when you want to discuss about debits and credits, usually the English approach of accounting system, that is called the traditional approach of accounting system, and the American approach or the modern approach of accounting system. There are two forms where you can bifurcate like what is it, which transaction in a transaction, what can be debited and what can be credited. So talking about the first one, like traditional or English approach, accounting approach. In English accounting approach, an account is divided into three. First one is a personal account. Personal account includes maybe a debtor, a creditor, a person with a name, owner, or someone. And the real account includes assets, liabilities, such things. Nominal account includes all the incomes and expenses. So what happens about these three accounts is that in when a personal account, okay, when a transaction of a personal account, first thing is debit the receiver and credit the giver. Okay. Uh, Talking in a simple words, in a personal account, that is a person. Now Rahul pays me 500, or Rahul pays the business. So he's a person. He's a person. So debit the receiver. Okay. Who is getting debited? The company is getting debited. The company's cash account is getting debited. So cash, debit the cash. Credit the giver. Who is giving the money? Rahul. So Rahul is giving the money. So credit Rahul. In the same way, when it comes to person, you need to use to this concept. That is debit the receiver and credit the giver. That is like very important. These are the golden rules which you can apply when you want to bifurcate what needs to be debited, what needs to be credited. The second is for real account. That is what is like when it comes to assets, liabilities, such big things. It comes. We need to bifurcate in this form of, that is what comes in and what goes out. Now an asset comes in. If you buy a chair comes to your business. So what you need to debit chair account. Okay. What goes out? You pay cash. So cash goes out. That time when you buy in assets or something, whatever comes to your company, that needs to be debited. Whatever goes out of your company, as I told you, furniture comes into your business, you need to debit furniture account. Cash goes out of your business, you need to credit cash account. And third one is for the nominal accounts. That is debit all the expenses and credit all the incomes and gains. When you get some expenses, like you paid for a stationery, you bought 10 pens for the business. Okay, what you need to do, you should debit the expenses, purchase stationery account debit. What goes out, that is cash. Now cash should be credited. When it comes to incomes and like credit incomes and gain, when you get income, okay, now you get profit or something. Oh, okay, like I'll say you uh, your post office RD. When you close your post office RD, you'll get some amount of interest. Interest is your income, so you need to credit income. But what comes out, that is you need to debit the post office RD. These are the main golden rules. Maybe in a simple words, what I would like to say is that like these things you need to behind it always. Like you need to understand this concept. It doesn't come in 1 hour or 5 minutes. Take for example, how many years? Like we have taken 1 year to learn ABCD. A for apple, how to write A, how to spell A, how to pronounce it, what comes after A for apple, B for ball. Now, how can you think such a big concept that we take can be learned in 5 minutes? You need to learn every day. Like you need to think about it. You need to use the practical sense. That time only you can understand such things. Because I would say, like we have taken about 5-6 months, plus one and plus two, plus one to learn what is debit and credit journal. And by the time you finish the 11th standard, you'll get some bigger 11. Though this takes about 1 to 2 months to learn. If you need to perfect these things, only then you can do it. It does not come from 1 minute or 2 minutes. So now I'd like Lata ma'am to explain this for the students.
Sujit, you can explain them the handbook which I've shared on the
Okay,
WhatsApp.
I'll explain for the American approach. Ma'am.
Okay, and even in the chat box, I have shared I'm sharing it again, the file.
Okay.
Yes, Lata, you're on mute.
ओके दो टाइप ऑफ अकाउंटिंग सिस्टम का अप्रोच है. एक है इंग्लिश अप्रोच सिस्टम ऑफ अकाउंटिंग सिस्टम और अमेरिकन मोड ऑफ अकाउंटिंग सिस्टम. इंग्लिश मोड ऑफ अकाउंटिंग सिस्टम ट्रेडिशनल है और उसमें हमको तीन अप्रोच है. वो एक पर्सनल अकाउंट, रियल अकाउंट, नॉमिनल अकाउंट. पर्सनल अकाउंट मीन्स एक पर्सन, जो भी आदमी होता है, एनीथिंग, जो भी एक आदमी से, एनी ह्यूमन बीइंग से जो होता है उसको बोलते हैं पर्सनल अकाउंट. रियल अकाउंट जो होता है हम छू कर बता सकते हैं. अभी लैंड, बिल्डिंग, कैश, ये सब हम बोलते हैं रियल अकाउंट. और दूसरा जो है नॉमिनल अकाउंट, वो छू नहीं सकते. फॉर एग्जांपल वेजेस, सैलरीज, फिर rent paid. So we can't touch all that. So those are called as nominal account. और ये तीन अप्रोच से हम 3 गोल्डन रूल्स बनाएंगे. वो गोल्डन रूल्स क्या है अकाउंटिंग सिस्टम का? फर्स्ट पर्सनल अकाउंट के लिए डेबिट द रिसीवर, क्रेडिट द गिवर. डेबिट द रिसीवर, जो सपोज एक आदमी है और उसको पैसे देते हैं, सो डेबिट राम को जब हम पैसे देते हैं तो गिवर हो जाता है, और राम को जब पैसा मिलता है वो रिसीवर हो जाता है. तो जब रिसीवर है हम उनको डेबिट करेंगे, और जब देते हैं गिवर होंगे तब हम उनको क्रेडिट करेंगे. देन डेबिट व्हाट कम, ये नेक्स्ट इसके रूल है. डेबिट व्हाट कम्स इन एंड क्रेडिट व्हाट गोस आउट. उसका मतलब जो रियल अकाउंट के लिए अगर हम गुड्स लाते हैं तो व्हाट कम्स इन, हमारा कंपनी में जो लाते हैं गुड्स लाते हैं तो डेबिट व्हाट कम्स इन, तो डेबिट करेंगे. और जब हम सामान बेचते हैं तो वी सेल इट, तो क्रेडिट व्हाट गोस आउट, तो हम उसको क्रेडिट करेंगे. और तीसरा है डेबिट ऑल एक्सपेंसेस एंड लॉसेस, क्रेडिट ऑल इनकम्स एंड गेन्स. ये नॉमिनल अकाउंट के लिए है. नॉमिनल अकाउंट में हम क्या बोलते हैं? ऑल एक्सपेंसेस, रेंट जो पे करते हैं, सैलरी जो पे करते हैं, प्रिंटिंग एंड स्टेशनरी जो भी है उसको हम डेबिट करेंगे. और लॉसेस को भी हम डेबिट करेंगे. लॉसेस क्या है कि जो भी लॉसेस, नुकसान होता है उसको हम डेबिट करेंगे. और क्रेडिट ऑल इनकम्स एंड गेन्स, जो भी फायदा है और जो भी इनकम हमको आता है, इनकम बाय वे ऑफ डिविडेंड्स या इनकम, जो भी हमारे लिए इनकम आता है उसको हम क्रेडिट करेंगे, और जो भी बेचने के बाद, चलो गाड़ी बेचा, हमको एक प्रॉफिट मिला, उसके भी हम क्रेडिट करेंगे। तो ये ऐसा है कि अकाउंटिंग सिस्टम, ये जो गोल्डन रूल्स है वो हमेशा हमारा दिमाग में बाय हार्ट होना चाहिए, सच वे कि एक भी ट्रांजैक्शन हम लिया तो हमको, हम बोल सकते हैं डेबिट किसको किया, पहला कौन सा अकाउंट है, पर्सनल है, नॉमिनल है या रियल अकाउंट है, कौन सा अकाउंट है, और उसको हम डेबिट कर सकते हैं, क्रेडिट कर सकते हैं। तो ये जो है वो ऑटोमेटिक, जैसा हम कार चलाते हैं, हम गियर डालते हैं, ब्रेक डालते हैं, वो सब ऑटोमेटिक होता है। सिमिलरली ये ऑटोमेटिक होना चाहिए, और ये एक दिन 2 दिन से नहीं होता है, एक साल 2 साल लेके अपने आप लोग जब अकाउंटिंग एंट्री, जर्नल एंट्री करते रहोगे, अपने आप आ जाएगा। हम लोग सिर्फ एक बेस डालते हैं आप लोगों को, और आप उसको आगे ले जा सकते हैं।
Thank you, ma'am. So now I'm going to discuss about the American approach or modern approach. Like in this both approach, you can follow any of the one which you find easier. Okay. In this American approach, we have divided into 5 accounts: an asset, expenses, liabilities, and capital. So if I had given you my if I had given you my handbook, you can go to page number 4. In that, which I show like how you need to debit or credit an account. Okay. In asset, when any asset comes increases in the company, you need to debit that thing. Whenever an asset decreases, you need to credit that thing, and assets always maintain a debit balance. Okay. When a liability decreases, you need to debit it. When a liability increases, you need to credit it. Like these both are opposites. As assets and liabilities are opposite, in the same way, you need to remember just either asset or liability. So if you remember, like if asset increases, it debits, then liability increases, it is credited. In the same way, asset is decreases, credited, and liability decreases, it is debited. This is like they both are opposite accounts. And next one is capital. As I said, when capital increases, you need to credit it. For the company, when capital increases, okay, it needs to pay it back, so it is credited. When the capital decreases, you need to debit it. Okay. And the fourth one is expenses and losses. When expenses increases, you need to debit it, and when expenses decreases, you need to credit it. And when it comes to revenues, incomes or gains, expenses and revenues are like opposite ones. So when revenue decreases, you need to debit it. When expenses increases, you need to debit it. When revenue decreases, you need to debit it. Okay. And when it comes to when expenses decreases, you need to credit it. When gains increases, you need to credit it. When expenses decreases, you need to credit it. When the gains increases, you need to credit it. So usually I want to just say, like when a person says you should repeat the things, when person says you to repeat and by it again and again, usually we don't do it. Especially our teachers, they say asset is debit, credit. We don't repeat it. I want to share a small thing like about the working of a brain. Usually, what happens? You do a small activity, your brain stores it. After some time, it forgets it. If you keep on doing the activity, it always remembers it. So you should always have it in mind. Asset increases, decreases, such things, and you keep on doing. For example, now you go to your relative's house and he says you on the third switch, and that is for the light. The second day you'll remember it. Go back after 3 months. Okay, you still remember whether the third switch is light? No, actually you'll forget because those are short-term memories. But you'll remember the address of your friend because that is something of useful, and you keep on remembering it. That house is there. So always you need to repeat on things, do the things again and again. You will keep remembering it. Okay, before Lata ma'am explains about this, I want to explain it in a different way, in an easy way, which you find, and I'll work out all the problems in that method. Okay, but before that, okay, the form which I want to explain is that assets usually maintain a debit balance. Okay, asset usually maintain a debit balance, and liabilities when you're opening balance of assets, they maintain a debit balance. when you have opening balance of liabilities, they maintain a credit balance. But always, this equity plays a games. Okay, this does not have a debit or credit firm opening balance. So what it does is that let's expand this to the max A, and you need to understand this. It takes time, but you can repeat on the YouTube videos and learn from this. That is, equity is always equal to capital minus dividends and retained earnings. Okay, what I want to explain the retained earnings, I said earlier that I'll explain it afterwards. The thing is, retained earnings, like when you take a capital, you invest rupees 500 in the business. Now at the year end, the company earns rupees 50 as a profit. So how did the company earn? That was from your money that you put 500. So it needs to give you some part from it. So what it gives is called as dividends. But completely, if it gives, the company goes to some, like, it does not survive. So it keeps some part for it. Take for example 500 I invest, and I get like 50 rupees. 10 rupees I give for dividends, and remaining 40 rupees I maintain for myself. Okay. Now capital has an credit balance and dividend has a debit balance. That we know. But retained earnings is still playing game with us. Now let's expand retained earnings. What is retained earnings? It is revenue, that is income minus expenses. We get profit. That is the retained earnings, and some part we give it as dividends. Now basic maths we know, like put everything. Now let's draw an equation. Assets is equal to liabilities. Equity now we have expanded, that is capital minus dividend. Retained earnings we have expanded, that is revenue minus expenses. So now we have put all this under one head. Okay. Yeah. Now let's change it to some other form, basic form of algebra. Let's bring all the negative ones, minus ones to one side, left hand side, and all the positive ones to the right hand side. Okay, what happens now? Dividends and expenses are minus, so we bring it to the left hand side. That what dividends plus expenses plus assets is always equal to liabilities plus capital plus revenue. Okay. Now take all the first letters of these words. You will get a word dealer. Okay. Now the first three words DEA, it always deals with debits. That is, whenever these three things, dividends, expenses, and assets, increases, when it increases, you need to debit it. When this dividends, expenses, and assets, DEA, whenever they increase, you need to debit it. But whenever they decrease, you need to credit it. When DEA, that is dividends, expenses, and assets. Okay. And the other half, that is RHS, that is mainly credit. Okay. Whenever liabilities or equity or revenue, they increase, you need to credit it. Whenever they increase, you need to credit it. But whenever they decrease, you need to debit it. The opposite of this. You can follow this method. This is other form of, like, there is no prescribed one, but earlier too you can follow any of that, English method or modern form of approach, but the answer finally you get is same. You need to just verify what is debit in that entry, what is a credit one, which account you need to debit it, which account you need to credit it. So this is what I would be teaching in like future concepts. This form I am going to use, and if you are comfortable with that, you can even follow it for your future use. It is quite easy also. Now I want Lata ma'am to explain this. 1 second.
Yeah.
You can see the screen. Lata ma'am, can you see the screen?
Yeah, I can see the screen, but there is nothing in there. You have to put the.
Okay. Now
Yeah, but this is after this. This is you have got the document. It is not the screen.
Yeah.
I just got the document. I don't need the document. You just give the
Okay.
screen now. ओके अभी अमेरिकन अप्रोच हमने पढ़ा है, जो इंग्लिश अप्रोच। अभी हम पढ़ेंगे ये अमेरिकन अप्रोच क्या है। अमेरिकन अप्रोच में 5 पॉइंट्स होते हैं, एसेट्स, एक्सपेंसेस, लायबिलिटी, कैपिटल और इक्विटी एंड रेवेन्यू। उसमें क्या है, अगर एसेट इंक्रीज होते हैं तो हम उसको डेबिट करते हैं, और एसेट्स डिक्रीज होते हैं तो हम उसको क्रेडिट करते हैं। सिमिलरली लायबिलिटीज जब इंक्रीज होते हैं हम उसको डेबिट करते हैं, और लायबिलिटीज जब डिक्रीज होता है हम उसको क्रेडिट करते हैं। लायबिलिटीज हमारा, हम जिसका हमारा लेनदार है, हमें देना पड़ता है। कैपिटल हम जब इंक्रीज होता है, कैपिटल इज ऑलवेज क्रेडिट, तो कैपिटल जब इंक्रीज होता है हम उसको क्रेडिट करते हैं, और कैपिटल जब डिक्रीज होता है तो हम उसको डेबिट करते हैं। फिर एक्सपेंसेस एंड लॉसेस, एक्सपेंसेस जब इंक्रीज होता है हम उसको डेबिट करते हैं, और एक्सपेंसेस कम हो जाता है तो हम उसको क्रेडिट करते हैं। लॉस जब कम होता है हम उसको क्रेडिट करते हैं, और लॉस जब ज्यादा होता है हम उसको डेबिट करते हैं। तो इन दिस फैशन जो भी एसेट इंक्रीज होता है हम उसको डेबिट क्रेडिट, इन दिस फैशन हम ये अमेरिकन अप्रोच ऑफ सिस्टम में करेंगे। और उसको एक्सप्लेन करने के लिए एक बहुत आसान तरीका है जो सुजीत ने फाइंड आउट किया है, हम उसको भी एक्सप्लेन करेंगे। सुजीत नेक्स्ट। ये उनको आपको ये इंक्रीज और डिक्रीज जो है वो आपका हैंड बुक में दिया गया है, तो आपको आसान पड़ेगा। अभी एसेट्स इज इक्वल टू लायबिलिटीज प्लस इक्विटी, ये फॉर्मूला तो हमको पता ही है। अभी एसेट्स का मतलब इक्विटी, यू कैन टेक द होल थिंग, आई जस्ट एक्सप्लेन इट एंड यू कैन एनोटेट इट। अभी एसेट इज इक्वल टू इक्विटी इक्वल टू कैपिटल माइनस डिविडेंड प्लस रिटेन्ड अर्निंग्स। एक कैपिटल है जो हम कैपिटल बिजनेस में लाते हैं, डिविडेंड्स जो है हमारा प्रॉफिट जो है, हम समझो हमको प्रॉफिट एक साल में 10,000 मिला, हम वो पूरा जो प्रॉफिट है हमारा शेयर होल्डर को डिस्ट्रीब्यूट नहीं करेंगे, हम थोड़ा बहुत अपने लिए रखेंगे और बाकी का हम डिस्ट्रीब्यूट करेंगे। तो समझो हम कैपिटल, हमको प्रॉफिट मिला 50, हम 10 हेलो
क्या बोले?
आई कैन
अभी वो पैसा लेने गए वाशी।
हेलो। तो इफ हम समझो हमको प्रॉफिट मिला 650 रुपीज, हम 10 रुपया डिविडेंड के हिसाब से शेयर होल्डर्स को देंगे, और बाकी 40 रुपया जो है हम बोलेंगे वो अपना रिटेन्ड अर्निंग हम रखेंगे फ्यूचर के लिए। हमको कुछ बहुत लॉसेस हो गया तो हम रिटेन्ड अर्निंग्स यूज कर सकते हैं। अभी ये रिटेन्ड अर्निंग्स क्या है, हमारा रेवेन्यू जो हमको मिला माइनस एक्सपेंसेस इज इक्वल टू रिटेन्ड अर्निंग्स। तो हम ये जो दो फॉर्मूला है हम ये फुल फॉर्मूला में डालेंगे तो हमको क्या मिलेगा, एसेट्स इज इक्वल टू लायबिलिटीज प्लस कैपिटल माइनस डिविडेंड्स, क्योंकि लायबिलिटीज हम लोग ने बोला कैपिटल माइनस डिविडेंड्स प्लस रेवेन्यू माइनस एक्सपेंसेस, क्योंकि रिटेन्ड अर्निंग्स को हमने बोला है रेवेन्यू माइनस एक्सपेंसेस। तो एसेट्स इज इक्वल टू लायबिलिटीज प्लस कैपिटल, लायबिलिटीज प्लस कैपिटल माइनस डिविडेंड प्लस रेवेन्यू माइनस एक्सपेंसेस। अभी अरिथमेटिक के हिसाब से हम माइनस को सब इस तरफ लेके जाएंगे और पॉजिटिव को इस तरफ लेंगे, तो हमको क्या मिलेगा, डिविडेंड्स प्लस एक्सपेंसेस प्लस एसेट्स इज इक्वल टू लायबिलिटीज प्लस इक्विटी प्लस रेवेन्यू। तो ये इस फॉर्मूला को हम देखेंगे तो इसको क्या सब फर्स्ट अल्फाबेट्स लेंगे तो हमको क्या मिलता है, डी ई ए एल ई आर, डीलर। तो डीलर में हमको ये समझना है DEA ऑलवेज डेबिट होता है और LER हमेशा क्रेडिट होता है। तो जब भी LHS हमको डेबिट है और RHS हमको क्रेडिट है। तो ये फॉर्मूला के हिसाब से हम बाकी के जर्नल एंट्री सॉल्व करेंगे, ट्रांजैक्शन सॉल्व करेंगे। अगर आपको कौन सा भी मेथड यूज कर सकते हो, आप इंग्लिश मेथड यूज कर सकते हो या अमेरिकन मेथड यूज कर सकते हो, लेकिन इन द एंड आपको आंसर सेम ही आएगा, डेबिट या क्रेडिट।
Thank you, ma'am.
ओवर।
So this is like when you start an account, this is a basic form of account called T accounts. Okay, this is when people maintain a small books, just a books. Okay, where they put like cash account. Now cash account, I'll just write. Okay, debit entries, like whenever cash comes in, I put just 500. Okay, whenever cash goes out, like I spend rupees 50. Now I put 50. Okay, now the difference I'll write down like 450 rupees. Okay, this is like some small or like unorganized people, not organized, like who don't maintain a good level of books. They maintain this form of accounts, but you don't get confused. After like 10 to 20 days, you see where did this 500 come from? Where did this 50 come from? You get confused. So we adopt the form of journal entries, that is recording the transaction. So now let's start discussing about what is a journal entry or what is a journal. It is just simple as that it is a record of a financial transaction. That is what a journal is. Okay, this is the format of a journal. First thing, you need to have first column which includes the date on which the transaction takes place. Next, the particular column in which you need to write which account needs to be debited and which account needs to be credited. Okay, this is the ledger folio. This ledger folio is used like whenever you post this journal entry to the ledger, you need to search for the page number. So you put the page number of the ledger over in this ledger folio. Debit column, which includes the amount that is being debited, and the credit column includes the amount that is being credited. So here the page number, this page number is of the journal. Okay, that which you're going to put in the ledger column. So this is the format of a journal. Okay, you can take it down or you have that in my handbook also. Okay, now I'll start with an example. Okay, started a business with a cash of rupees 1,50,000. What happens? Let's put the page number first. That is page number 3. Okay. Now on the transaction which the date taken place has taken on the which date on the which transaction has taken place, that is 2020 July 9th. Okay, the first thing is we need to debit an entry. Whenever a cash comes in, DEA, cash is an asset, it comes in the DEA. When cash increases, an asset increases in the left hand side, and then the asset increases, you need to debit it. So let's debit cash account. That is the formula which I explained you the earlier. Dealer, DEA. When the cash increases, when it's debited, it is a cash account needs to be debited. When an asset increases, you need to debit that account. But in a journal entry, to differentiate between a debit entry and a credit entry, we put a DR in the right corner of the particular column. DR. That is signifying that this is a debit entry. Okay. Now 1,50,000, which I'll enter in the debit column, not in the credit column, because it is a debit entry. Cash is debited. How much cash did I bring? Rupees 1,50,000. That I have debited. So cash is equal to 1,50,000. Now, always this accounting is a double entry system. When one account gets credited, one account gets debited, another account should always get credited. Okay, the second account which needs to be credited. Let's talk about when business started with the cash. So when a business is started, the first thing is capital. We have introduced some capital. Okay, capital account. Which side does the capital come? That is equity. DEALER. It comes in the E. That is equity. It comes in the right hand side. That is credit. Whenever a capital increases, you need to credit it. The capital is increased now. You need to credit it. Let's credit it. To capital. So every credit entry carries a word to. that it is differentiated between a credit and a debit account. So when an account is debited, that is started at the right corner in the particulars column with DR, and with the credit entry, it is always starting with 2, so 2 capital. So this is a journal entry. Now let's put the amount 1,50,000. Now the entry is now passed. Fine, the entry is passed now. The second doubt is after 10 days, 15 days, or wow, after 6, 7 months, I come back. Why did I pass this entry? I don't know. For whom? Why? So we'll put a thing called narration. This is called narration. It defines like what being the business started with business cash. That is at a future time when you want to look why this transaction has taken place, everything you put in detail. We write down in detail, starting with the word being. Being should be the first main word, and we carry on. Being business started with cash, being goods purchased for rupees 1,50,000. So the primary and main things is that date, the debit entry, the credit entry, the DR word for debit column, or the entry, the account which has been debited, you need to put DR, and 2 for the account which has been credited. And the debit amount should be always written in the debit column, and the credit account, the credit amount should be always written in the credit column. You should not make a mistake, because always it should tally. A debit column should get tally with a credit column. If it is not equal, you have missed the amount in this transaction. So now here it is equal, 1,50,000 debit, 1,50,000 credit. So this transaction is complete. So the business started with cash 1,50,000. The entry is passed now. The first thing you need to do is put a page number for the journal, and date on the which transaction has taken place, debit an account which needs to be debited, that is cash is increased in the business. You need to put a DR and the right edge column of the particulars, and debit the amount in debit column. And particulars, you need to credit an account starting with the word 2 and write the amount in credit column. And you need to write a narration. The use of narration is you give a detailed detailed explanation why this transaction has taken place, so that in a future date when you want to look into that transaction, you'll get to know it, why it has been taken place. And usually in Indian systems, Indian books, we start with the word being, the business started, with the definition of the narration. Lata ma'am, would you like to explain this now?
Yeah. You can go to the previous slide. अभी हम सीखेंगे ये फाइनेंशियल ट्रांजैक्शन क्या है। इनिशियली हम एक टी अकाउंट का एक फाइनेंशियल, ये टी क्या बोलता है, ये जो टी है ना अकाउंट, उसमें एक अकाउंट टाइटल है, एक डेबिट एंट्री लेफ्ट साइड में है और क्रेडिट एंट्री राइट साइड में है। जो भी हमको डेबिट है वो हम लेफ्ट साइड में लिखते हैं और क्रेडिट हमको जो भी मिलता है हम राइट साइड में लिखते हैं। लेकिन क्या होता है, हम इस तरफ से करने से एक कच्चा बही खाते लिख जाते हैं, लेकिन हमको पता नहीं चलता है किसके लिए हम दिया, किससे हम लिया। तो इसके लिए हम जर्नल एंट्री पास करते हैं। और जर्नल एंट्री क्यों पास करते हैं, क्योंकि उसमें सब डिस्क्रिप्शन हम लिखा जाता है कि किसके लिए, किसको दिया, कौन सा तारीख में दिया, किस चीज के लिए दिया, वो सब हम लिखा जाता है। और ये जो जर्नल एंट्री अब हम पास करेंगे, एक एक ट्रांजैक्शन लेंगे और एक एक जो एग्जांपल देंगे हम पास करेंगे, वो हम अमेरिकन सिस्टम ऑफ अकाउंटिंग, वो DEA जो डेबिट है और LER क्रेडिट है, उस हिसाब से हम आपको सिखाएंगे। गो है। तो व्हाट इज जर्नल? अभी जर्नल एंट्री, जर्नल बुक्स ऑफ जर्नल जो है वो इस तरीके से होता है। इस पहला एक डेट कॉलम, फिर एक पर्टिकुलर पहला पेज नंबर होता है, इसको ये पेज नंबर को बोलते हैं फोलियो। तो जर्नल का पेज नंबर को बोलते हैं जर्नल फोलियो, और लेजर का फोलियो का पेज नंबर को बोलते हैं लेजर फोलियो। फिर आता है पहला डेट, जिस तारीख में हमने वो ट्रांजैक्शन किया, लेन देन किया। फिर पर्टिकुलर्स, उसका मतलब कौन सा अकाउंट को डेबिट करेंगे, कौन सा अकाउंट को क्रेडिट करेंगे, ये सब ये पर्टिकुलर्स में लिखा जाता है। फिर लेजर फोलियो, एक बुक, जर्नल के बाद एक बुक बन जाता है लेजर। तो वो लेजर का पेज नंबर क्या है वो इधर हम लिखेंगे, ताकि कल हमको ये जो जर्नल का ये जो पर्टिकुलर अकाउंट का डिटेल्स हमको देखना है, तो सिर्फ हम ये फोलियो को देख के वो पेज में हमको मिल जाएगा। फिर कौन सा अमाउंट कौन सा अमाउंट डेबिट किया है और कौन सा अमाउंट क्रेडिट किया, तो ये ऑलवेज ये तो फिक्स्ड स्टैंडर्ड जर्नल का जर्नल ऐसा ही दिखेगा। अभी हम एक ट्रांजैक्शन लेंगे, just take the transaction and write the entire thing. Okay, I'll explain that. Business started with cash 1,50,000. तो इसका मतलब है बिजनेस हमने शुरू किया कैश से 1,50,000। तो फर्स्ट हम लिखेंगे पेज नंबर, समझो हमारा जर्नल का पेज नंबर 3 में हम ये जर्नल एंट्री लिख रहे हैं, और हमने ये कैश ये ट्रांजैक्शन किया ये तारीख को जुलाई 9, 2020 को। तो हम लोग ने क्या किया, स्टार्टेड विथ कैश, हमको DEA उसमें क्या होता है डेबिट एंट्री, क्या कैश, तो वो डेबिट है, तो कैश अकाउंट को हम डेबिट करेंगे और कैपिटल अकाउंट जो भी है उसको, और ये जो डी है DR इसको हमें लिखना है डेबिट, क्योंकि हम ये अकाउंट को डेबिट करते हैं, तो DR का मतलब डेबिट होता है, और हम वो जो अमाउंट को डेबिट करते हैं वो इधर लिखते हैं। फिर जो अकाउंट को क्रेडिट करना है उसको हम करेंगे टू कैपिटल अकाउंट, कैपिटल अकाउंट को हम क्रेडिट
I think there's some network problem. Sujit, you can continue to join us.
So now, like talking about the next transaction, same next example.
One second.
Goods
Are
purchase.
you there?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Can you hear?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
I'm sorry, there was a small break. Then, when you enter for credit, you start with capital, you write 2, ये 2 लिखते हैं, और फिर कैपिटल अकाउंट का जो भी क्रेडिट साइड में है वो क्रेडिट साइड में हम लिखते हैं। फिर हमको पता होना चाहिए कि ये जर्नल एंट्री हम किसके लिए लिखा, तो हम हमेशा स्टार्ट करते हैं बीइंग बिजनेस स्टार्टेड विथ कैश, तो ये बीइंग बहुत जरूरी है। तो क्या क्या इंपॉर्टेंट है ये जर्नल एंट्री में, फर्स्ट है हमको लिखना है ये पेज, जो भी पेज नंबर होगा, डेट वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट है, डेट के हिसाब से ही चलना चाहिए। नेक्स्ट इज कैश, कैश को हम कैश अकाउंट जो भी अकाउंट डेबिट करते हैं उसको हम DR करके लिखते हैं, और वो अकाउंट नेम इधर लिखते हैं और अमाउंट इधर, और कैपिटल में हमको जो भी क्रेडिट करना है उसको 2, ये 2 वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट है, और वो क्रेडिट साइड में लिखते हैं क्योंकि ये दोनों इक्वल है। अभी ये लेजर फोलियो हम कब लिखते हैं, जब हमारा जर्नल पूरा होने के बाद हम लेजर में ये सब जो एक एक एंट्री है वो लेजर में पोस्ट करेंगे, तो वो लेजर का जो पेज है, पेज नंबर है, वो ये इधर लिखेंगे ये लेजर फोलियो में। तो हमको ये कैश अकाउंट कहाँ कौन सा लेजर में कौन सा पेज में आता है वो इधर मिल, और हम वो अकाउंट को हमारा लेजर बुक में खोलेंगे तो हमको कैश अकाउंट मिलेगा। सो कैश अकाउंट का पेज जो लेजर में है वो यहाँ आता है। तो जब तक लेजर नहीं बनता है ये लेजर फोलियो हमेशा ब्लैंक रहता है। ओके, कैरी ऑन।
Thank you, Lata ma'am. So talking about the next transaction, next example, goods purchased from Manisha for 36,000, for rupees 36,000. The same thing. First, write down the page number. Okay, page number 4 for this transaction. You need not write in the different pages, but you can write down continuously every entry. After each entry, you need to draw a line in the particular column, so that to differentiate the entry as ended, not on the full complete line, but on a after particular column after each journal entry is passed. Okay. Next, the important thing is again the date should be taken down. Now, what happens? Goods is being purchased. Okay. Now, when the goods is being purchased, goods come to our company. When we purchase a goods come to our company. So what happens? It can be either termed to be an asset comes or an expense also. Okay, now what happens? This is termed to be an asset coming inside the company. That is a goods. Inventory is termed to be an asset. That asset comes to a company. DEA asset. Asset that is comes in the left hand side. That it needs to be debited when it increases. So it is debited. Purchases account is debited with a DR in this column, and the same amount of rupees 36,000 is being written down in the debit column. Now what happens in the second? Goods is purchased. Now what goes out or what thing? Now Manisha. It is not mentioned that it is taken for cash. So we can assume it that it is being taken on credit. Okay, that means Manisha is going to be our creditor. Now usually creditors we name them like who's, like when you write creditors, it's like you get confused, so you name the creditor's name, like whom you have taken the goods from on credit, so that you can specifically maintain an account for Manisha. So and search how much, like how much amount you are owing to give her, like how much amount you need to give her at the last, so that we maintain creditors and debtors in their names. So now let's credit Manisha, because Manisha can be termed as an liability. Lear. She is a creditor for us. When credit increases, we need to credit. When the liability increases, we need to credit that thing. So Manisha is a creditor. Now let's credit Manisha's account. So with 2, we have credited Manisha's account. So where are we going to write the amount? In the credit column. So let's put the 36,000 in the credit column. So being goods purchased on credit. So again we have put the narration, being goods purchased on credit. Now even in this transaction, the debit and credit column is equal, 36,000 and 36,000. So the whole transaction is complete now. After each transaction in the particulars column, you can draw down the line, and I have put everything in the handbook column of that, so that you can refer this handbook for if you're like joining your +1 +2. I have marked everything in the color format. Those things are important, which I have underlined, that words are important. So why do we always record the journal in a date? Why is the date so important in the journal? Because this is termed to be maintained in a chronological order. Whenever a things is maintained in a date wise, it is termed to be a chronological order. Even in the history, the dates are maintained in a chronological order. When British enter India, when British attacked this king, and when British left India. So those are maintained date wise. History is maintained in date wise. So it is termed to be maintained in a chronological order. Okay. The next, after 3 entries, I am going to pass it to Lata ma'am. So next, open a bank account with SBI for rupees 35,000. Now what happens? I have opened a bank account. I need to mention that. Okay, now what happens when you open a bank account? First deposit, you deposit some amount of cash. So what happens? Cash is entered to the bank account. So bank account is an asset. So when an asset increases, you need to debit that one. So first you need to write the date and the page number. So bank account is being credited. Okay, this is always like the prime working of this cash account will be dealt in the next session, where different types of cash account, because cash goes out of the business, but again in the form of bank, because cash actually virtually remains in our business complete. So this is quite a tricky one, which you will learn in the next coming session. So now bank account is termed to be an asset. SBI bank account you can write if you maintain too many bank accounts like Canara Bank, SBI Bank, or Bank of Baroda account, so that you can differentiate between different accounts, how much amount you are maintaining in such account. So how much? 35,000 rupees is being debited as the asset of the business has been increased. That is rupees 35,000. Now we can term it as an, again the asset, DEA asset has decreased, the cash account has decreased in our company. Business bank account is also an asset, cash account is also an asset. Cash has decreased from our business, so now we need to credit the cash account. So we are using the word to for the cash account. Here it is an entry where both as asset has increased as well as asset has decreased. Bank account is termed to be asset which has increased, so we have debited. Cash account, which is also an asset, DEA, which has decreased. On the left hand side, as I earlier said you, cash account is an asset, it has decreased, now we have credited it. So let's put the amount in the credit column. Okay, now again writing down the narration with being opened an bank account with SBI, so that when I get to know bank, why have deposited the cash, because this is my first deposit, that is I opened a bank account. Okay, bank account debit and cash account credit. Reason is asset has increased in one part, asset has as well as the asset has decreased in other part. So when both asset increases, you need to debit it, asset decreases, you need to credit it. Now Lata ma'am, would you like to explain this two entries?
Yeah. Next हमारा नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन है गुड्स परचेज फ्रॉम मनीषा. अभी हमने गुड्स परचेज किया मनीषा से, तो हाउ वी विल पास ए जर्नल एंट्री. ए जर्नल एंट्री के लिए हम पहला एक जर्नल पेज नंबर लिखेंगे, डेट लिखेंगे, फिर हमने गुड्स परचेज किया तो अपना डीलर में DEA एसेट है, परचेसेस, या हम गुड्स भी लिख सकते हैं. जनरली हम गुड्स को क्योंकि अगर हम खाली गुड्स लिखेंगे तो हमको डिफरेंशिएट करने को नहीं होगा ये गुड्स परचेस है कि सेल है. तो हमेशा परचेसेस के लिए हम परचेस अकाउंट करेंगे. तो परचेस अकाउंट उसको क्या डेबिट, क्योंकि एसेट है वो इंक्रीज हो गया, तो एसेट इंक्रीजेस यू डेबिट. तो परचेसेस को डेबिट करेंगे 36,000 टू. अभी हमने गुड्स परचेज किया कैश के लिए नहीं, हमने गुड्स परचेज किया किसके लिए, हमने गुड्स परचेज किया मनीषा से. तो मनीषा से जब हम गुड्स परचेज करेंगे, हेलो हेलो, कैन यू हियर?
Yes, go ahead.
या, तो मनीषा से जब हम गुड्स परचेज करेंगे,
Hello, hello ma'am.
Lata, can you hear us?
या आई कैन हियर.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just off your video, maybe. Off your video and speak.
मनीषा से जब हम गुड्स परचेज करेंगे तो हम उसको क्रेडिट करेंगे, क्योंकि DEALER हमारा मनीषा इज आवर क्रेडिटर, सो वी विल क्रेडिट इट एंड वी विल राइट, हम लिखेंगे 36,000 इधर. और हमको तो नरेशन तो देना ही है, क्योंकि अगर नहीं दिया तो हमको पता नहीं चलेगा. इसके लिए हम बीइंग से स्टार्ट करेंगे, बीइंग गुड्स परचेज ऑन क्रेडिट. तो जो भी हम क्रेडिटर है उसको क्रेडिट करेंगे. और ये डेट जो है हमको बहुत जरूरी है लिखने के लिए, क्योंकि हम क्रोनोलॉजिकल ऑर्डर में लिखेंगे, तो एक का बाद एक, क्योंकि हमको कोई भी तारीख ढूंढना है तो हमको बहुत आसान पड़ेगा. नेक्स्ट जर्नल एंट्री है ओपन अ बैंक अकाउंट विथ SBI फॉर 35,000. ये जरा हटके से अकाउंट है, जर्नल एंट्री है, तो ध्यान से सुनिए. ओपन अ बैंक अकाउंट विथ SBI फॉर 35,000. अभी DEA बैंक अकाउंट हमारा एसेट है, तो एसेट हम लोग इंक्रीज करता है कहाँ, बैंक में पैसे डालते हैं. तो हम लोग पहले पेज नंबर लिखेंगे, फिर डेट लिखेंगे, फिर बैंक अकाउंट को डेबिट करेंगे. SBI बैंक, बैंक ऑफ बड़ौदा, जो भी है वो बैंक लिख सकते हैं. तो बैंक अकाउंट 35 कैश. हेलो,
Yes.
I can hear you.
Yes.
नेक्स्ट हम हमारा कैश कम होता है, कैश भी एसेट है, तो एसेट कम होता है तो हम क्रेडिट करेंगे. तो एसेट के लिए हम कैश टू कैश 35,000. तो इसमें ऐसा है कि ये दोनों एसेट्स हैं, जो एक बढ़ रहा है और एक घट रहा है. बैंक में हमारा पैसा इंक्रीज हो रहा है और हमारा तरफ से कैश डिक्रीज हो रहा है. और हम इसका नरेशन लिखेंगे, बीइंग ओपनड अ बैंक अकाउंट विथ SBI. ये और इसका और डिटेल्ड हम लोग नेक्स्ट क्लास में लेंगे. जब
Thank you, Lata.
कैश बुक सिखाएंगे तभी ले लेंगे.
Thank you, Lata ma'am. So the questions were like you can write down the bank account. As I earlier said you, like if you, it is good if you maintain so many bank accounts. A business does not maintain just one account. They maintain two, three accounts. So you specify with an SBI bank account, Vijay bank account, so that you can differentiate it. This is just an example which I have given you. Okay, this is an what compound entry I'll show you. This is something different from last three entries that we have dealt. So what happens? Rupees 2,30,000 plant and machinery was purchased by paying 30,000 cash immediately. So what happens? Now you take a mobile usually. You pay a down payment, or you take a car also. You pay a down payment of rupees. Take the example. A car is about 6 lakh. You pay a down payment of 20,000, 2 lakhs immediately in cash. So what happens for the remaining 6 lakh? You'll pay it in the part wise, whether in a EMI or some other modes like taking a bank loan or something else. So what happens in this entry? So it is a compound entry. I'll show you how to pass this. First one, write down the date on which the accounting entry was passed. Now, plant and machinery. So, whenever you purchase a car, when you purchase a machine, they are the assets of your company. They increase your economic benefit. Like they increase something, they give you a good value for that. So, what happens? The asset has been increased. The plant and machinery comes to your account. You can use the asset sold in the English method, real account. Whatever comes into your account, debit whatever comes in. Plant and machinery comes to your account. You know, debit the plant and machinery account. So same amount should be written in the debit column. Second thing is, now let's write the continue this thing. Now by paying rupees 30,000 cash immediately. So cash has decreased in our company. Asset has been decreased. Now let's credit the cash account. So 30,000 in the credit column. But as I earlier said, you debit and credit column is not matching now. It is 2 like 30,000 in 2 lakh 30,000 in debit column and 30,000 in credit column. Which other accounts need to be creditors? Creditors. So you're still liable to pay the company or something. Instead of creditors, you can give a specific name. Like if you buy a car, you can give that Suzuki Motors, Nexa Motors account. You're still liable to pay rupees 20,000. Specifically, it is good you mention that creditor so that you can specifically look into his account, as I earlier said to you. Now, take for example, plant and machinery has the asset has come into the business, asset has increased. You need to debit it with DR, and rupees 2,30,000 should be written in the debit column. Now, the same way, cash has decreased because 30,000 cash has gone out of your business. Okay, so 30,000 cash, but the equation is and debit and credit is not a tallied. So we'll pass the remaining entry. We are liable to pay for that creditor rupees 2 lakh. We have just paid 30,000 and he has given a asset value of 2,30,000. So we need to credit the creditors. That is, the liability has increased. The left hand side liabilities has increased. So whenever it increases, you need to credit. Whenever it decreases, you need to debit it, right? So now the creditors increased 2 lakh. You are still liable to pay him. So you need to credit his account. So we pass a journal entry, purchase of plant being, actually I missed it, being purchase of plant and machinery by paying rupees 30,000 in cash and balance on the later date, or balance to Nexa account or some companies or creditors account. So this is called to be a compound entry where more than one account is being debited. Okay. Now the same transaction. Earlier remaining 2 lakh that was to be paid to the creditor. Okay. Now write down the date and the page number. Okay. Now what the creditors is decreasing because you have paid the rupees 2 lakh to the creditor back again. You have paid the creditor 2 lakh so that your liability has decreased. So whatever LEAR, the left side decreases, you need to debit it. When it increases, you need to credit it. When it decreases, you need to debit it. Now the creditors have decreased. So you have debited their account, the DR in the side, and write the amount in debit column, 2 lakh rupees. Now the same way, something goes out, paid in check to bank account. Sorry, to bank account. So your asset has decreased, 2 lakh has gone out of your business, your asset has decreased, so you need to credit this. DEA, asset comes in the left hand side, that is increase when it's debited, decrease when it is credited. So it has decreased, you need to credit this account and write the amount in the credit column. So this is complete, this entry is complete because 2 lakh, it is complete. So write the being payment made to supplier of the plant and machinery. Lata ma'am, can you explain this to entry?
Yeah. अभी हम दो जर्नल एंट्री लेंगे, अब वो दो कंबाइन होके आपको पता चलेगा कि कैसा कंबाइंड एंट्री किया जाता है। तो इसमें लिखा है कि ₹2,30,000 प्लांट एंड मशीनरी परचेज बाय पेइंग 30,000 कैश इमीडिएटली। तो हमने प्लांट एंड मशीनरी खरीदा है 2,30,000 को और हमने डाउन पेमेंट किया है 30,000 और बाकी का जो 2 लाख है हमको पेमेंट करना है अभी। तो इसके लिए हम जो जर्नल एंट्री पास करेंगे, ये है पहला पेज नंबर लिखो, फिर जो डेट हमने लाया है, फिर प्लांट एंड मशीनरी एसेट है DEA एसेट, एसेट हमारा इंक्रीज होएगा तो हम डेबिट करेंगे। तो प्लांट एंड मशीनरी अकाउंट डेबिट, कितने का प्लांट एंड मशीनरी हमने लिखा है 2,30,000, तो ये पूरे 2,30,000 हम लिख लिया इधर। तो प्लांट एंड मशीनरी अकाउंट डेबिट 2,30,000 बाय पेइंग 30,000 कैश। तो हमने 30,000 कैश दे दिया है, तो कैश हमारा कम हो रहा है तो क्रेडिट करना है, तो टू कैश 30,000। तो ये दो एंट्री हमने पास किया तो हमको पता चलता है कि डेबिट इज नॉट इक्वल टू क्रेडिट, अलग अलग है। तो हमको और कुछ तो करना है इसको इक्वल करने के लिए, तो हम क्या करेंगे, टू क्रेडिटर्स। तो अगर हमने लिखा है कि प्लांट एंड मशीनरी परचेज फ्रॉम XYZ कंपनी, ऐसा लिख दिया, तो उसका मतलब हमने जो कंपनी है XYZ उससे परचेज किया, तो वो XYZ हमारा क्रेडिटर बन जाता है। तो इधर क्रेडिटर अकाउंट के बदले XYZ और 2 लाख लिखते हैं, उसको हम देना है। तो ये टोटल हम लोग देखा जाए तो ये एंट्री कैसा होता है, प्लांट एंड मशीनरी हमने 2,30,000 में परचेज किया, 30,000 रुपया हमने कैश दिया और 2 लाख हमको देना है, अभी तक दिया नहीं, वो हमारा क्रेडिटर बन जाता है। तो फिर उसको बीइंग, इधर बीइंग लिखना है, बीइंग परचेज ऑफ प्लांट एंड मशीनरी बाय पेइंग 30,000 कैश एंड बैलेंस लेटर डेट। लेटर डेट में जो भी आगे का तारीख कोई भी हो हमको देना है। अभी ये खत्म करने के लिए नेक्स्ट एंट्री क्या है, being paid a check of 2 lakh to the supplier of plant and machinery। तो वो XYZ कंपनी के लिए हमने अभी 2 लाख का चेक दे दिया और हमारा हिसाब तो चुकता कर दिया। तो उसके लिए हम क्या एंट्री करेंगे, ये जो जर्नल एंट्री है, पेज नंबर, फिर इधर डेट, फिर क्रेडिटर्स अकाउंट, उसका मतलब XYZ कंपनी को हमने पैसा दिया है, कैश देते हैं, तो कैश जब कम हो जाता है हम उसको डेबिट करते हैं। तो कैश 2 लाख और सॉरी XYZ को हम पैसा देते हैं, तो XYZ को हम कैश देते हैं तो 2 लाख, और कैश जब कम होता है हम उसको क्रेडिट। तो हमको इधर लिखा नहीं है कैश है, तो हम इधर चेक लिखा है, तो हम इधर बैंक अकाउंट लिखेंगे, जो भी बैंक अकाउंट होगा, SBI अकाउंट होगा या कैनरा बैंक अकाउंट, जो भी बैंक अकाउंट होगा वो बैंक अकाउंट 2 लाख। तो बीइंग पेमेंट मेड टू द सप्लायर ऑफ प्लांट एंड मशीनरी। अगर पहला वाला एंट्री और ये एंट्री दोनों मिलके हम देखेंगे, तो पहला में हम लोग ने क्या, क्रेडिटर XYZ कंपनी को क्या किया था, क्रेडिट किया था, और ये जो XYZ कंपनी को हमने डेबिट किया, तो वो क्रेडिट और ये डेबिट कितना हो जाता है, एंड दैट इज हाउ वी कंप्लीट द पेमेंट ऑफ दिस टू ट्रांजैक्शन। परचेज का ट्रांजैक्शन हम कंप्लीट करेंगे।
थैंक यू।
ओवर टू
Now, the fourth example is salary of ₹5,500 is outstanding. So outstanding मतलब है they are yet to pay that. So when a salary is yet to pay, salary वो company employees को लिए pay करता है. So when a company needs to pay the salary of ₹5,000, it is a liability in a future date of this month. Now due to lockdown, many companies don't pay. So salary of the month of March or April, they'll pay it in the month of June because they don't have a turnover now. So they say we'll pay it at a later date. So it is still liable to pay the salary of the month of June or April or May in the month of June. So when it is a liability, when a liability increases, so okay, salary account needs to be debited because it is an expense. Okay, uh, the salary account needs to be debited because it is an expense, and to outstanding salary it is an liability. So when liability increases, you need to credit it, and when expenses DEA salary is an expense. So when expenses increases, you need to debit it. DEA salary is an expense. You need to debit the expense when it increases and credit the liability when it increases. So here what happens? Even the expense has increased and even the liability as well has increased. So what happens? Now salary account debit to outstanding salary account is credited. So we pass an entry. So this is how this entry completes. And this is fourth entry, like Shobit paid to railway transport rupees 8,000, assuming CGST of 5% and SGST of 5%. Okay, this entry is that the transport charges, these are the expenses. So when it expenses increases, DEA expenses come second. The expenses increases, you need to debit it. So input CGST and SGST, these are taxes. Taxes is an expense. So it is an expense that we pay to the government. So when expense increases, we need to debit it again, and we pay it through the bank account, so that the asset is decreased. Bank account is an asset, it is decreased, so we are crediting that account because an asset is decreased. Left hand side, the same way expenses have increased, so I am going to debit those entries. So I'm going to pass a narration. Again another example is that insurance paid by check rupees 6,000. Insurance premium is an expense for you. Again, the expense has increased. So when the expense increases, DEA, dividends, expenses, and assets, on the left hand side, when the expenses increases, you need to debit it. So insurance premium account is being debited. And the third thing, second, when you debit that bank account, you pay the insurance premium through check. So it is mentioned here by check. So bank account, money goes out of your bank account. Your asset has been decreased. So that you need to credit the bank account and pass the payment, pass the narration being payment of insurance premium made by check. And the last entry, journal entry, which I will discuss is goods costing rupees 1,500 given as charity. Okay. Charity account debit. Charity is usually termed to be an expense of the company because like it is does not give any economical benefit except for some goodwill. Maybe this company is doing something good. So charity account is an expense. So we are going to debit that entry. When expenses increases, we are going to debit it. DEA, dividends, expense, and assets. So next, so purchase account. Here we have debited instead of stock a purchase account, because sometimes if you have taken in credit, we use purchase account. So we have credited purchase account because okay, you have credited purchase account with 1,500 because the asset of the company has decreased. The goods rupees 1,500 has gone out of the business to the charity. You can even use that to stock account also. Okay, charity account debit to stock account to inventory account or certain goods to that you give out as a charity and pass the narration. Lata ma'am, would you like to explain about this?
Yes. Salary outstanding. सैलरी ऑफ रुपीज 5,500 आउटस्टैंडिंग. हमने लास्ट क्लास में हमने सिखाया था ना अक्रूअल बेसिस में, दैट इज सैलरी विच हैज टू बी गिवन, जो देना है लेकिन दिया नहीं, तो उसको बोलते हैं आउटस्टैंडिंग सैलरी. तो सैलरी हमको देना है, अभी तक दिया नहीं, तो वो हमारा देन पड़ता है, सो इट इज क्रेडिट. एंड सैलरी हमारा एक्सपेंस है, सो DEA, E इज एक्सपेंस, और एक्सपेंस इंक्रीज हो जाता है तो सैलरी अकाउंट डेबिट टू आउटस्टैंडिंग सैलरी, क्योंकि ये हमारा देन, हमारा वी हैव टू गिव, हमको देना है, तो आउटस्टैंडिंग सैलरी 5,500. नेक्स्ट, और हमने लिखा है सैलरीज आउटस्टैंडिंग. नेक्स्ट है नेक्स्ट एंट्री, Shobit paid for railway transport 8,000, assuming CGST 5% and SGST at 5%. तो उन्होंने कुछ ट्रांसपोर्ट चार्जेस किया है, वो रेलवे ट्रांसपोर्ट के लिए जो टैक्स दिया है, तो हमने क्या किया, जो ट्रांसपोर्ट पे किया एक्सपेंस है तो वो भी डेबिट करेंगे, इनपुट जीएसटी एसजीएसटी दोनों में एक्सपेंस है, उसको भी हम डेबिट करेंगे। और उन्होंने पे कैसा किया, हम एज्यूम करते हैं चेक से पे किया, तो इसलिए हम ट्रांसपोर्ट चार्जेस अकाउंट डेबिट, तो ये भी एक कंबाइंड एंट्री का जैसा बन जाता है। इनपुट सीजीएसटी अकाउंट डेबिट, इनपुट एसजीएसटी अकाउंट डेबिट। ये अलग अलग क्यों करते हैं, क्योंकि हमको पता चलता है कल एक टोटल सीजीएसटी हमारा पूरा अकाउंट्स में कितना हमने सीजीएसटी किया और कितना हमने एसजीएसटी किया, अलग अलग लेजर में लिखेंगे तो अकाउंट में पता चल जाएगा। और ट्रांसपोर्ट चार्जेस एंड टोटल हमने इधर लिखा है 8,800, तो बीइंग ट्रांसपोर्ट चार्जेस पेड, ट्रांसपोर्ट चार्जेस हमने दिया है, तो इसके लिए बीइंग ट्रांसपोर्ट चार्जेस पेड। नेक्स्ट एंट्री, नेक्स्ट एंट्री, इंश्योरेंस पेड बाय चेक 6,000। तो इंश्योरेंस मतलब इंश्योरेंस प्रीमियम ही होता है ना, हम जो जब भी पे करते हैं तो इंश्योरेंस के लिए तो हम प्रीमियम ही पे करते हैं, तो इसलिए हम, और वो हमारा एक्सपेंस है, वो एक्सपेंस को हम ऐड, डेबिट है तो हम इंक्रीज होता है तो ऐड करेंगे, तो इंश्योरेंस प्रीमियम अकाउंट डेबिट टू, हम इसको बाय चेक लिखा है, इसके लिए हम बैंक अकाउंट लिखते हैं, तो कौन सा भी बैंक अकाउंट, एसबीआई, कैनरा बैंक, जो भी हो वो बैंक अकाउंट को हम 6,000 रुपीज क्रेडिट, और बी पेमेंट ऑफ इंश्योरेंस प्रीमियम पेड बाय चेक। नेक्स्ट, गुड्स कॉस्टिंग 1,500 गिवन एज चैरिटी। ये हम दो तरीके से वी कैन ले सकते हैं कि हमारे पास स्टॉक है और हमने उसको जो स्टॉक से गुड्स लिया उसको चैरिटी में दिया, या हम खरीद के चैरिटी में दिया। तो चैरिटी में देना इज एन एक्सपेंस हमको, तो हम चैरिटी अकाउंट डेबिट DEA, तो हमारा एक्सपेंस इंक्रीज होता है, तो चैरिटी अकाउंट डेबिट 1,500, और गुड्स कॉस्टिंग 1,000, तो हमने समझो परचेस करके दिया, हम खरीद के दिया, तो परचेस अकाउंट टू 1,500। अगर हम हमारा स्टॉक में से निकाल के देते हैं तो हम इधर टू स्टॉक अकाउंट 1,500। तो जो इधर ट्रांजैक्शन क्लियर नहीं है वो हम जो भी लिखते हैं उसको प्रॉब्लम नहीं आता है, राइट ही मिलता है। बीइंग गुड्स गिवन एज चैरिटी। ओवर टू सुजीत।
Yeah. So the next part that we are going to discuss about is a ledger, the principal book. So every entry you pass on the journal, it should be taken to a ledger. So it bifurcates, differentiate between each account so that you can get a balance. So what is the definition of a ledger? A ledger is a collection of all accounts debited or credited in the journal, proper and various in a journal proper or a various special journals. So these different types of books will be discussed in the next sessions, purchase book, yeah, journal proper or sales book, a cash book, all these things. So whenever an account is debited or credited in all these types of books, so that needs to be put in a one account, and specifically that is called as a ledger. So this is the format of a ledger, where ledger it is divided into two parts. Actually. So this part is debit and this part is going to be credit. Okay, so we have written two words. You should always write in a ledger account DR and CR in the top. On the left edge we should write DR because it's debit side. This part is debit side till I write this column. This red line in the middle shows that this is a debit side, and the right side that is called as a credit side of a ledger. The head is same date, particulars where you pass the entry, journal folio. As I earlier told, the page number of the journal as page number 3 comes here. The amount that is going to be written in the account which is debited or credited, that amount in the journal should come to this part. Okay, this amount column. The same in the credit side also we have date, particulars, journal folio, and amount. So this part, whenever account is debited, the opposite entry, which account is, which I'll explain with an example also. This is how it works. It is good I explain with an example, you'll understand it. The first entry which we passed, cash account to capital, being business started with cash, the debit 1,50,000, 1,50,000. This is a journal entry first. When business introduced, business started with cash 1,50,000. Now let's see how we post. Usually transferring a journal entry to ledger is called as posting to ledger. So how do we post this? First thing is we should transfer the date. I write the head of the account, which now we are opening a cash account. Okay. Now bring the date over here. In the ledger, we need to write date on which the transaction has taken place. Now this is a cash account. So you cannot write again cash. Cash is being debited. So when it's debited, it should come in debit side. Debit side should write which account, due to which account it is debited. That is due to capital account it was debited. Okay, to capital account. Okay. In the same way, bring this page number over here to the JF column. So we are bringing this page number of journal folio to the GF column, and the amount of rupees 1,50,000. So ledger is quite simple. When the journal is perfectly right, so this is how it works. Bring the date from the journal, same date you need to write in the ledger column on which transaction has taken place. Cash account is being debited. When it's debited in the debit side, DR, debit side, we are going to write from which account it is being debited. From capital account, because capital account was credited, it is debited. So we write to capital. And the journal folio, the page number, which journal, so that when you come look to capital on July 3rd, on which page number this journal entry is there, so you go back to page number 3 of the journal, and rupees 1,50,000, the amount. This is how a ledger works. So now Lata ma'am will explain this. Lata ma'am, can you hear me?
Yeah. Journal is just like our ledger is just, suppose if you are going to write cash account to XYZ, then XYZ to purchases. So you will never know a complete idea of what is a cash account, how many cash purchases we have made, how many cash dealings we have done, how many purchases we have made. So all the summary almost of it is a ledger account. So what does a ledger account contains? It contains two sides. One is the debit side and a credit side. The debit side and credit side are same. So debit side contains date, particulars, journal folio, amount. Similarly, credit side also contains date, particulars, journal folio, and amount. And now when you are going to post, and this is the folio of the journal, and this ledger folio you will be having over here, that you will post into your journal over here. So whichever journal folio, ledger folio you have here, that you will post over here. So now the first entry, if I take cash account debit to capital. So whatever date is over here, first the date you will put it over here. Then this folio page number you will put it over here. Then you are going to put it in the cash account. So for the cash account, what you have debited to which account? To capital account. So the capital account will come over here, and the amount was how much? 1,50,000. So that amount you will write over here. So this is how a journal is posted into a ledger. So it is just a summary of the journal का एक ही summary है जो ये ledger account में डाला जाता है. ये जो cash है वो cash को debit है तो वो debit side में हम करेंगे और उसमें क्या लिखेंगे? Capital. और जो ये ledger folio था वो इधर लेके आएंगे और ये जो ledger journal folio इधर जो है वो इधर आपका ये लेजर फोलियो का जगह में जाएगा. अगर ये तीसरा फोलियो है तो इधर भी तीसरा, ये कैश अकाउंट के आगे.
Okay. So now let's see the impact, like what happens in the capital account. Okay, now if it is a capital account, what happens? Like put the journal folio and the date in the credit side, because capital account was credited actually. So in the credit side of that, in the capital account, the account was credited. So in the credit side, you are going to write the date, journal folio, and the entry, cash account. Here you have put two, but always in the credit side, you will start with the word by. buy. So buy cash account, the amount is being shifted from the credit side to the amount credit side of the ledger. Here the debit side amount was transferred to the debit side of the ledger. So this is how it is tallied. Now capital account is maintaining a balance of 1,50,000 and cash account is maintaining a balance of 1,50,000. Here you should use the word buy in the credit side, and two, it is always there in the journal. That is what you carry for, bring it forward down to the debit side of the capital account. With another example, I put charity account to purchases account. In charity account, you're going to bring down the date and purchases account. Due to purchases account, the charity account was debited. It was debited. So in the debit side, we are going to write this. Bring down the page number of journal, amount of 1,500. So charity account is done. It is equal. In the same way, what happens if the purchase account, ledger folio go, journal folio pay, write the page number 3 and the date on which the transaction has been carried out, and charity account. Due to charity account, it was done by charity account. So bring down the amount in the credit column to the credit side of the ledger. Lata ma'am, will you explain this? Lata ma'am?
It is quite simple. अगर हम चैरिटी अकाउंट टू परचेस अकाउंट करते हैं तो चैरिटी अकाउंट में डेबिट है, तो ये जो चैरिटी अकाउंट है उसमें हम लिखेंगे टू परचेसेस और ये जो 1,500 इस तरफ लिखेंगे. और अगर ये परचेस अकाउंट है तो परचेस अकाउंट में हम लोग ये इस तरफ जो लिखते हैं उसको टू लिखते हैं और इस तरफ जो लिखते हैं उसको बाय लिखते हैं. तो बाय चैरिटी अकाउंट इधर लिखेंगे और उसको डालेंगे 1,500. तो ये इस तरफ जो लिखते हैं उसको बाय और उस तरफ लिखते हैं उसको टू. तो अब आपको समझ आया कि हमारा लेजर एंट्रीज, अगर जर्नल बराबर है तो लेजर एंट्रीज काफी सिंपल है, बहुत ही सिंपल है. अगर अभी समझो ये एक जर्नल एंट्री है, प्लांट एंड मशीनरी टू कैश टू क्रेडिटर्स, तो ये परचेस अकाउंट प्लांट एंड मशीनरी अकाउंट है. हेलो,
Okay, ma'am. Yeah, hello ma'am.
yeah, can you put that plant and machinery?
Okay, I'll explain. Okay, I'll explain that.
Okay.
This is the last entry. I think Lata ma'am explained you all these things. I don't want again to be in Hindi. I think so. You got this point. So let's take the plant and machinery account. Okay. Here, what happens is that now let's bring the date and to cash account. What happens? Let's bring the amount of the cash on which of like the plant and machinery account was debited now. So it was debited with two accounts, to cash and to creditors. Now we have bought the cash account and the cash amount. So there is one more account remaining to the creditors. So we will also bring to the debit side, so that we have two cash account, two creditors, and we will bring that amount 2 lakh. So what happens in the plant and machinery account? The debit balance, plant and machinery account, debit balance is 2,30,000. So in the ledger debit side, that is plant and machinery account, it is showing 2,30,000. So it is being tallied with the journal entry. That is the value of plant and machinery is still 2,30,000. It is equal. The same way, what happens if we take for another account, that is cash account? The same thing. Cash account was credited over here. So we will bring the date. Plant and machinery account only 30,000. Cash was only credited with 30,000. So we'll bring the plant and machinery account. So we have still 2 lakh remaining. So we are going to do that with the creditors account. Okay. The same way as the ledger, in the credit side, creditors were debited, which they're bringing the plant and machinery for the value of rupees 2 lakh. Now creditors is maintaining a balance of rupees 2 lakh. This is how a journal to ledger posting is being done. This is what, and one of the question which a person asked, can you explain about the bank debit and ledger credit, because it is quite different from what we apply. That is very simple. In the future classes it will be explained. The simple thing is that it is being credited when money increases in bank, because okay, I'll explain in a very good way. bank is separate entity. Okay, bank is something for bank. Whenever money comes into its account, whenever money comes into account, it is credited because it has to pay you in a future date. That money is your money. The bank has to pay it in a future date. It is a liability for the bank. Okay, bank is just holding your cash. So whenever money comes into your account, it is credited. It is an expense or a liability for the bank, so it is credited. But what happens in your personal account, in your book, you write it as debited because it is an income for you. Okay, it is needs to be in the same way opposite entity. Whenever money goes out of your bank account, is debited because it is an like that liability has been decreased. That money has gone out, so that the amount they need to pay is quite less. So maybe it will be discussed in next class about cash and bank book. This is, I think, I have cleared all the doubt of the students.
Yes. I go for the testing and then we start taking the doubts also. And I will just do the testing first because many of them are waiting. Here you go. Yes. So one doubt was, I think you've all those covered it.
I almost covered all
Yes,
the
yes,
doubt.
yes.
Okay,
It
how
would,
will the entry go if the creditor bought the goods and paid 2 days later? Same thing. The first account entry should be going like goods account or purchase account debit to the creditor's account credit. In the 2 days later, how you pay the mode of bank. As Lata ma'am earlier told you, creditor account debit. Creditor account was earlier credited. Now it's debit. When debit and credit plus and minus do, it is always minus. So it has become zero now. So should pass another entry, creditor account debit because it was earlier credited, reverse entry, and cash account debit because that has decreased. So your account goes zero. This is how the entry pass. I think you are done. No more doubts, no man.
no. We've just shared the test link.
Okay. And thank you very much for Sampurna Shiksha for providing me such an
We
opportunity and
should thank
everyone.
you, Sujit. We had a wonderful session, a lovely presentation, and a
Yes.
great impact of technology and animation you've used for students to make accounts very easy. Otherwise, this journal ledger, I received a feedback from a commerce student or a expert that your teaching was better than what they had been learned in their college or in their grades. So thank you so much, and thank you, Lata Miss, and thank you, Sujit ji.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank
Yes,
you, everybody.
I've shared the test link. Also, I am sharing